Shalom. I like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to my Akim, who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is a brother Yakalir from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about the mark of the beast prophecy. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So it will be the Edomites, who are the so-called white people whose forefathers Esau, they rule this wicked kingdom today, and it is their ruling class, the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, that will be causing this, and they intend to cause the entire world to receive this mark of the beast, which has been identified as the microchip through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemei Shai. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't be able to live, you won't be able to survive. Buy or sell, that is literally the basic function of life, you know? So you won't be able to interact with society if you don't have this mark of the beast. All right? And this prophecy is coming in very quickly. We are truly in the last days, and it will be in this lifetime that this prophecy will be fulfilled. And it's clear to see for those who have that eye salve, you know, for those who Yahweh Shemei Shai removed those demons from, you know, to not remain in that state of being delusional, really, because the majority of our people are completely delusional. All right, and they are engulfed in the ways of this life, and it is a very small number of Israelites that will be able to see this prophecy and the other prophecies the way that it is truly intended to be seen, okay? Which those individuals are called the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, so while we're in these final days, of course, there are developments towards this prophecy. All right, so out here in Jamaica, there has been the development of the Jamaican Central Bank Digital Currency, which is the JAMDEX, and that has been expedited. Okay, that's coming in very quickly, but as well, the National Identification System, which is the digital identity, that has been worked on and spoken about for, I'd say, a good while, a long time, you know, but here it is. They are pushing it out very quickly now that they are pushing out their central bank digital currency very quickly as well, because the two go hand in hand. All right, this microchip is going to work as an all-for-one use. Okay, so it is going to be implanted into people. All right, and it's just going to have everything stored on it, from your identity to your banking accounts, which that's your money, other things, you know, that I'm not going to mention as well, because, you know, that's going to be a strike. But it's going to be an all-for-one use. So when you go about your daily life, you go to any kind of government agency, or let's say, I don't know, you become sick, then you'll go to those places, and then you'll simply scan your hand, and then you'll have access to those services. Okay, so we're seeing the development of these central bank digital currencies, and as well as these digital identities happening worldwide, because it's a one world order, a new world order that Esau Edom is pushing. Okay, so government partners with banks to roll out NIDS pilot program. Although many Jamaicans remain skeptical about the national identification system, and why do they remain skeptical about it? Because it includes a certain invasion of privacy. That's what I am understanding from the people, their general concerns, because it includes your biometric identification. All right. Now, that's another thing that's being pushed. Facial payments, biometrics, scanning, all these kinds of things. Okay. Which that goes into it as well. Right. Think about the movie with Tom Cruise, Minority Report. Watch it if you haven't. And then as well, if you're familiar with Salakil. If you're familiar with the television show Westworld, especially the third season, you will see exactly what it is that these Edomites intend to do. Because in Westworld, they have their own version of digital payments, and essentially something that would work the way that the microchip is going to work. Okay. But Esau Edom always shows these things in their television programs, their media, etc. All right, because a part of their witchcraft is showing it before they do it as a kind of way of being, self-proclaimed prophets of some sort, right? So anyway, all major deposit-taking institutions in Jamaica have signed a memorandum of understanding on Friday to partner with the government for a pilot program. This will allow Jamaicans to open bank accounts with NIDS identification card and not need to go through several processes such as filling out forms and going to a justice of peace for verification. So, of course, they're pushing this NIDS, so they want to make it as easy as possible, the same way that they're doing it with the central bank digital currencies. All right, they're making it as easy as possible to get into with no complications. All right. Representatives from Scotia Group Jamaica Limited, National Commercial Bank, Sagicor Bank, the Jamaica National Group, Inter-American International Bank, Citibank, First Global Bank Limited, CIBC, First Caribbean International Bank, Cornerstone Trust and Merchant Bank Limited, Victoria Mutual Group, Jamaica Money Market Brokers, and Jamaica Bankers Association were present at the signing. I mean, literally every single one. Okay. Prime Minister Andrew Holness reiterated his call for all Jamaicans to buy into the concept of NIDS because to him it is trustworthy. The record of transactions is not just a mere ledger that you keep and the accounting standards and systems that you follow, but it's also a ledger of trust because each transaction is based on trust. And the first element of trust in a transaction is that you know who you are transacting with. To me, that I don't even understand that statement, to be honest. Could be me, but I don't even I don't understand what he's saying right there at all. I'm really not. He's saying the NIDS is trustworthy to him. So the current system isn't trustworthy? I don't know, bro. Anyway, trust and credits. In Jamaica, we go to the shop and we say, trust me. You take it for granted when we say it. In other words, we use trust as a substitute word for credit. And that credit takes place because the shopkeeper, in essence, is a community person and he knows who is saying, trust me. And because there's this local knowledge, credit is offered, Holness said. He continued, but if you were to take that understanding of trust and go to the bank and say, trust me, an account, no. The bank would have to say, I have to know my customer, KYC. So here what? Before I give you any trust, come to me with identification. But that system is already in place. You know what I'm saying? That system is already in place, like when you go to a bank account. But anyway, yeah, man. I mean, that's just what it is. The main point here, of course, is that the system is being developed and it's being put in place. All right. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay, straight to the point. We're at the end, and the vision is for an appointed time, which the vision is at the end, because when the mark of the beast prophecy becomes fulfilled, then can the destruction come. And when the destruction is on its way, okay, by way of those ICBM missiles that will be destroying America, which is Mr. Babylon the Great, Yahushua is going to deliver the elect of Israel simultaneously before the destruction hits. Okay? And so the vision is speaking. All of the visions are speaking, which are these prophecies. All right, we're in the time of these major prophecies coming to pass. The famine is well on its way, the pestilence, okay, the time of Jacob's trouble, all right, the persecution of the prophets. All of these things are coming, and we're heading into very tumultuous times, and it's going to, it's going to be coming in, hot and heavy for real. Okay, and Esau's going to be coming in like a flood. You see, once they really start to make some major moves, because they're making major moves right now, but when things are starting to affect people in a very obvious and great way, then you'll know what's up. Okay, we can just look furthermore as to how this system is being developed from nfcworld.com. I suggest if you're interested in these prophecies or this prophecy, that you just check out this website, because it's always updating. To me, it is the most reliable website that I've found in regards to updating the world with what's happening in regards to this system. So let's see. Square to let merchants begin testing contactless payment acceptance on iPhone with Apple's Tap to Pay. So that's something that they're pushing. Tap to Pay, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. Okay, Tap to Pay with credit cards as well. I mean, literally now, whenever I go to make purchases, they're like, tap it. I'm like, yes, of course. Global ship shortages. Okay, moving on. UK cinemas roll out support for contactless IDs. Visa adds tap to phone contactless payment acceptance for taxi drivers in Hong Kong. Okay. China pilots NFC devices that combine digital currency payments with student IDs. Now in China, they have the digital yuan. And as I said at the beginning of this video, their intentions are to merge everything to the microchip. So yes, digital identities have been created and digital currencies have been created, and now in China they're merging it. Student IDs is a form of a digital identity. When I went to school in America, I had my student ID, and it was in fact a digital identity that I used to swipe to get into all of the buildings. And they also had a digital database for it, and that was back in 2010, okay, until such time when I graduated. Okay, so this is a merging of it. And if you check out the Goldex IPPO microchip implants, which is over there in Japan, it will clearly show you the intentions of it, the end game goals. Okay, so let's see what else. Bengaluru Metro to let passengers pay with their face. Okay, so that's the biometric payments. Think once again about Minority Report. 6 in 10 Germans now make contactless payments. So, they're gradually just getting people used to the idea of making contactless payments, heading towards this the ultimate contactless payment, which will be that microchip when it is implanted in the hand, and you go and people scan to pay. Okay. Contactless fuel station store. Sun cashless consumers in the Bahamas make central bank digital currency payments with their face, etc. So there's so many articles, and it's always just constantly happening. And you know what? The thing about this is we warn our people about this prophecy so much because there's a severe judgment in Revelation chapter 14, verse 9 to 10, which says that if you accept the microchip, then you will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. And as for the prophets of Yahweh Shemir Shai, we rejoice when we see these things, because we know that our salvation is near, and we know that our salvation is also nearer than when we believe, as it says in the scriptures. But I want to get this last precept and then just finish it off. This is Luke chapter 10 and verse 24. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them, which are these prophecies, these end game prophecies, which means the end of the rulership of the so-called white man, these Edomites. And as it says in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, starting at verse 7, going on to verse 9, I believe, it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." We know that at the end of Esau's kingdom, the destruction of it, our kingdom comes to birth, which is a kingdom of righteousness, okay? A kingdom of just straight up righteousness, man. That is what we look forward to, okay? Where the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai are in place and are enforced. All right, and that we're back in our rightful rulership, okay, because we're kings and priests and gods. You know what I'm saying? And we want to return to our heavenly estate. All right. So with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashim Rakal Kodesh. Wa abad babal. Shalom.